There's a trick you learn. Sometimes the slightest little vibrations will help. Just had to get in and get a hold of it. Don't like that I marred it up a little bit, but like I said, these injectors got engravings on them, numbers on them. And these that got numbers on them actually have the Cummings number scribed off of them. So what kind of trickery do they put into these injectors? Well, they're all out. Plugged up. Okay, so I was going to try to turn it over, but I got to have the key on, which energizes the fuel system, which is this critter right here. I know it won't start. I don't know if my battery's got anything left in them. But about a week or so ago, when I tried turning it over, it was still locked. I could get it to turn over, but it would stop in the same spot after it developed its issue. So I want to just tap it and see if anything comes out of the cylinders. I don't know if that was the proper thing or not to do, but I did it. Well, that sure smells like diesel. Well, let me squab my hands off here. Put this filthy, ugly rocker cover back on. This needs a glorious scrubbing. Like I said, I could bump it, get it to turn over. So I knew it was hydrolocking. We kind of narrowed it down to its problem of being hydrolocked. Come on. I should just throw this gasket out because I'm getting a new one anyways, but hopefully I can just get it set up on here a little bit. There. Now to do one more test and show you guys. This is a much needed tool. This will turn you around here. I'm plumb full, so I never lost a drop of antifreeze, so this test here is kind of unnecessary, I would say. But I'll do it anyways. Maybe. There we go. Been a while since I used it, so why are we not? No, it's sealing. Didn't sound like it was. Big system. That's why. I'm hoping that's why. Actually, I'm going to check my machine out because I think it needs a little oil in. Yeah, it does. This is an oldie. It's actually got leathers in it. Okay. Actually, leathers were in nice shape. Like I said, I don't think this test is really necessary, because if it was antifreeze in the cylinders, I would be low on antifreeze, and my antifreeze is right where I last filled it. So there, can you see a little better maybe? Oh, there we go. Oh, pumping. Now what I'm doing is I pump the system up, and I'm watching my needle. And guess what? It's not moving. So and I think it's just a 7-pound cap on this thing. Don't quote me, but I know they run a pretty light cap on these. And in my ramblings here, needle still hasn't moved. So we're looking peachy there. Cummings, if you don't keep up on the water system, do a dielectrical test. A bunch of different things. Water filters. You got to read your chemical levels in your antifreeze, and then you'll know if it's acidic or not, and you can figure it out. And yeah, if you don't do that, and if you also don't run additives in your antifreeze, it eats pinholes in the liners, which would be your cylinders, and then you get antifreeze in the system. In my ramblings of telling you all this, it's still, see, hasn't moved. That's where the needle was. I don't know if you can see it over there. If I turn it upside down, it ain't moving. It's holding. That's very good news. Very good. So I do believe with this final test, we were on the right path of the injectors are the culprit. This is one tool that you should have in all your toolboxes, because I've had many times trying to chase stuff down. Some vehicles like the intake gasket to go, and I had somebody bring one into me and they said, oh, the intake gasket's out, I need the intake gasket replaced. I pumped it up, and it happened to be the hose was leaking, not the intake. I could have put an intake gasket in for them, scammed a bunch of money out of their pocket, and sent them down the way after fixing the hose of putting the gasket in. But this little tool showed me where the leak was, and I'll show you once again, still holding right where we had her. It'll help you chase a lot of problems down. This being one of them right here. You can test your caps with it. I've had vehicles that people think they're overheating and they're pushing antifreeze out, and oh, it's got a cracked head, oh, head gasket's out. Take the cap, and the cap is shot. Without a good cap, cause a lot of problems. Well, that concludes that. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Here's my ugly mug. bear with me as I take you on a trip. Hopefully I don't fall on ice here. When I talked about the box, I will be writing on here so I know the direction of everything. And I don't know where I have to have the camera. I lost one piece of it. It's here somewhere. But there's the piece that came out of that injector. I will be marking all the injectors. This is all marked. Front, back, front, back. Like I said, I'll have to mark it down. I shouldn't have put that one in that way because it can get confusing. But I go left to right like normal, so everything's left to right. I'll mark this as the front head, and everything's left to right. So if this one here, if I turn the box this way, left to right, this is the front push rod. Rocker assemblies I marked. I got another box here. I'm going to be somehow marking my injectors and getting them out. And when I told you guys I had the other boom truck, this is my other boom truck. And when I get this together, which it's 90%, get my lawnmower off of it. This will be what I'll be using when I redo my trailer. I also got another truck up north that I'm welding on the tail of the frame, and I'm putting a pulp loader on it. That'll be for tending the sawmills. This truck will be used to set the pulp loader on that other truck, set the flatbed on that other truck, lots of stuff. I will be putting a welder and a portable air compressor on this truck. Thank you. Have a good day.